In 2015, Elon Musk helped found OpenAI, a nonprofit built specifically to keep AI safe and open for everyone. In 2018, he quietly resigned. In 2024, he sued the company for $150 billion. In May 2026, a jury finally ruled. The official story was always about safety. Court documents tell a Messier one. Start with what's actually undisputed. In 2015, Musk co-founded OpenAI alongside Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, and Ilya Sutskever as a nonprofit research lab, explicitly positioned as a counterweight to Google's growing dominance in AI. Musk provided a large share of its early funding, reportedly tens of millions of dollars. For its first few years, he sat on the board and was widely seen as its public face. Then, in February 2018, he resigned from that board. For years, the public explanation was simple: a disagreement over the direction and safety of the technology. Court filings and internal emails released during the years that followed tell a considerably more complicated version of events. According to emails later released publicly by OpenAI, in early 2018, in the months right before he resigned, Musk proposed taking direct control of the organization, either through a majority stake in a new for-profit subsidiary or by folding OpenAI directly into Tesla. According to court testimony and documents from the resulting lawsuit, Musk pushed to build what he called a world-class AI lab inside Tesla itself and tried to recruit key OpenAI talent into it, including Sam Altman, whom he reportedly offered a Tesla board seat, and chief scientist Ilya Sutskever. In one email presented as evidence, Musk forwarded a message suggesting OpenAI should attach to Tesla as its cash cow, calling the idea exactly right. The other co-founders declined. And this is where the official story and the documented reality genuinely diverge. Musk's own public account is that he left over a fundamental disagreement about openness and safety, worried the organization was drifting toward becoming closed and unsafe. His since-filed lawsuit alleges that Altman and Brockman deceived him, using his roughly $44 million in donations to help build what eventually became a private company valued at over $150 billion, a structure Musk argues directly betrayed the nonprofit's founding charitable mission. OpenAI's own account, laid out in blog posts and later in court, tells it differently. Company emails show Musk himself, in 2016, responding, "Yup," when Sutskever wrote that as AI got closer to being built, it will make sense to start being less open. In a separate 2018 email, after resigning, Musk wrote to the team, "Even raising several hundred million won't be enough. This needs billions per year immediately or forget it." A message OpenAI has pointed to as evidence Musk himself understood and even encouraged the scale of funding that would eventually require moving beyond a pure nonprofit structure. Two versions of the same set of facts, both partly supported by real documents, neither fully agreed on by the two sides. After leaving, Musk didn't step away from AI. He built a direct competitor. In 2023, Musk founded xAI, an AI company built explicitly, in his words, to develop artificial intelligence to understand the true nature of the universe. Its flagship product, Grok, launched later that same year, positioned in part as a less restricted alternative to ChatGPT. xAI has since been folded into a broader structure that includes X, formerly Twitter, and more recently has been reported as operating alongside SpaceX under Musk's wider business empire. Then, in 2024, the dispute stopped being a war of blog posts and public jabs and became an actual federal lawsuit. Musk filed suit against OpenAI, Altman, and Brockman, alleging breach of contract and breach of the charitable trust the nonprofit had been founded under, seeking, among other things, to have the court block OpenAI's transition into a for-profit structure entirely. OpenAI's lawyers countered that Musk's donations were never legally restricted, that restructuring was the only realistic way to compete with well-funded rivals like Google DeepMind, and that Musk himself had pushed for a for-profit model on the condition that he personally retain control of it. The case eventually went to a full jury trial in Oakland, California, beginning in late April 2026. Musk testified for 3 days. The company's lawyers characterized the entire lawsuit as an attempt by Musk to sabotage a competitor he'd failed to take control of years earlier. On May 18, 2026, the jury reached its decision. After less than 2 hours of deliberation, a 9-member jury ruled unanimously against Musk, not on the substance of whether OpenAI betrayed its founding mission, but on a technicality. They found Musk had waited too long to file his claims, beyond the legal statute of limitations. The judge accepted the jury's advisory finding and dismissed the case entirely. Musk called the ruling a calendar technicality on X and said he intends to appeal, maintaining that Altman and Brockman did in fact enrich themselves by stealing a charity. OpenAI and Microsoft, meanwhile, treated the outcome as full vindication. Crucially, the underlying question, whether OpenAI actually violated its founding nonprofit mission, was never actually decided on its merits at all. It was dismissed on a timing rule before the jury ever had to answer it directly. So the real reason Elon Musk left OpenAI was never a single clean story. It wasn't purely a noble disagreement over AI safety, and the documented emails make that version hard to fully sustain. But it also wasn't purely a failed corporate takeover, even though that's clearly part of what the record shows. It was a founder who wanted more control than his co-founders were willing to give him, wrapped in a genuine, real disagreement about how open and how careful a company building potentially transformative technology should be. Nearly a decade later, a jury still didn't have to decide which version was true. They just decided Musk asked the question too late. If this changes how you look at the public feud between Musk and Altman, that's a completely fair reaction to this story. Subscribe for more deep dives into the real history behind the tech headlines you've already seen. And tell me in the comments, based on the documented emails, whose version of events do you find more convincing?